Hello from Valita's World. How's everybody doing today? Well, today we're going to be talking about, I'm going to revisit Social Security disability. I just want to go over one thing with you all regarding Social Security disability. And that is in our last episode regarding Social Security disability, I failed to mention one thing. And this is very important that I want you all to remember. When you are filing for your Social Security disability and you say you had an accident and you hurt yourself and you hurt your leg, you can no longer utilize your right leg per se, okay? The way you used to. So now you have to look for a new job, but you've been told that you're disabled and not to go back to work for at least 12 months or more, which is one of the main criteria for getting Social Security disability. Well, you also have other complications, say, but you're going to us and you're telling us, well, because of your leg, that's the reason why you're considered disabled. But meanwhile, you had other factors going on that you did not realize we take into consideration. So when you're disabled, we look at everything. So if you hurt that leg, but you got high blood pressure, you're a diabetic, you have high cholesterol, you need to give us all that information, not just the part about the injury that stopped you from working. We need to know about everything, because what you don't realize is that fall you had could have been based because of those prior illnesses that you carry that you don't really think of as a disability or as an illness. Give you an example. I know someone who is getting Social Security disability, a claim that I had taken years ago. The person had a prior foot injury, and they used to wear special orthotic shoes and in their feet. Well, they wind up falling and hurting themselves and had to have major surgery on their shoulders and things like that. So when they filed, they didn't mention the fact that they were on antidepressant medication. They didn't mention that they were on high blood pressure medication. They didn't mention that they had a prior foot injury. So they just said that they hurt their shoulder. Well, guess what? They got denied because the only thing that they had wrote up in their report was about their shoulder. And they only told us about the shoulder doctor. They didn't tell us nothing about none of the other things that was going on. Now, we look at the big pictures, not we, Social Security looks at the big picture. This is when I used to work for them. This is one of my cases. But the person wouldn't have failed had they not had the foot injury. So their foot would get numb sometimes, and they had that foot injury for so many years, they didn't think that it played a part, and all of a sudden they kept falling. They had several falls at their job, and that foot injury had a big play in that. So when you're filing for your disability, put everything in the application. I don't care what it is, even if it don't have nothing to do with the prior injury. We need all that information, and that way we can make that way Social Security can make an informed decision. You guys got to remember, I'm newly retired from the agency, so sometimes I will speak as if I'm still a part of the agency, although I am retired from the agency. But that's what I wanted you all to know about your Social Security disability. When you file for it, just a little quick update, make sure you put everything that's wrong with you in that application, not just the recent accidents, anything that's wrong with you, physically, mentally, put it all in. All right. Now, so today we're going to be talking about receiving your checks abroad. A lot of people don't know this, but you can move out the country and receive your check in foreign countries. Now, the check will still be the amount it's supposed to be in the U.S. Just because you're receiving it, say you move to Thailand, and we are, and say Social Security is allowed to send checks to Thailand, or your payments over to a bank in Thailand or whatever. Your payment will still be the amount that it is supposed to be in the U.S. It will not be the amount, the currency exchange rate in Thailand. So it will be based on what you get here. Some people do move abroad when they retire. You just got to make sure that wherever you're moving to, that they have agreements with Social Security, and Social Security can send your check to that country. All right. So on the socialsecurity.gov, SSA.gov website, if you go in the search button and you put down that receiving my checks abroad, it'll come up with this it'll ask you a few questions, and then you'll get to the section and it'll say what country, and you get to select whatever country it is that you're moving to, and it will pop up and tell you whether or not you can receive your checks in that country. Now, this is for U.S. citizens, okay? You can stay there for as long as you like. You can move overseas, over to that country, and live there for the rest of your life and still receive your payments, as long as it's one of the countries that we will send payments to. Now, if you were to move to a country that we are like Cuba, Afghanistan, those countries, we do not send our payments to. I don't care if you're a U.S. citizen or not. However, if you're a U.S. citizen, when you return, say you're gone for 4 years, when you return, you will be able to get all your benefits for the last 4 years. What they do is they just put the benefits in suspense status and hold the payments until you come back in the U.S. and you come in and you show your ID and stuff. And once you return, then they'll release the payments to you in your American bank account. Now, if you're not a U.S. citizen and you receive Social Security benefits, you can only receive them in certain countries for a limited time. I know it used to be like if you were a non-citizen and say you went to Mexico, you have to be back in the U.S. Within 6 months in order to continue to get your benefits. Or if you're gone for a while, you're not a citizen, you have to, when you come back, say you're gone for a year or so, when you come back, you have to be here for, I think it's 6 months before you can be entitled to a payment again. But don't quote me on that. That's something you really need to look into if you're not a U.S. citizen, because the rules are different for you guys on receiving payments. You can receive them in certain countries, just like a citizen can, but only for a limited time. So you have to come back into the United States. Yeah, you got to return to the United States and stay for, I'm looking at a note that I wrote down. You have to be here for at least 30 days. Yeah, we consider you to be outside the United States until you return and stay in the United States for at least 30 days in a row if you're not a U.S. citizen. Okay, so you have to be here for at least 30 days in a row in order to start receiving your payments again. Okay. And it says if you're not a U.S. citizen or you do not meet one of the conditions for continued payments, we will stop your payments after you have been outside of the United States for 6 full calendar months. So back to what I was saying. Remember I said if you're not a U.S. citizen and you're gone for at least 6 months, then they're going to stop your benefits. They got it right there on that website, okay? And it talks about that. So that is something you really, really have to look into. And it gets really deep, you know, like additional residency requirements are for, you may need additional residency. I'm sorry. You may need additional residency requirements for dependents and survivor benefits. So you really have to pay attention. And if you're a citizen of certain countries, we will continue to send you payments. Only of certain countries because we have agreements with those countries. So some of the countries are Australia, Belgium, Japan, South Korea, Canada, Chile, Czech Republic, Norway, Finland, France, Germany, Slovak Republic, Greece, Hungary. So certain places non-citizens can go, and if you're a citizen of these countries below, and you'll still be able to get your payments. But you have to fall under, like I said, certain guidelines and criteria. So I'm just letting you all know that these are things that a lot of people, they don't know. And these are things that if you're retired, you really need to look into, especially if you're talking about moving overseas. Moving overseas or just going overseas for an extended period of time. Just remember, certain places we will not send your payments to. We will withhold your payments until you return if you're a U.S. citizen. And then there are some countries that you can go to that we will continue to send you your payments. Okay, whether you want it in a bank overseas or if you want it in a bank here. Also, if you are receiving benefits and you're under a certain age, if you're under the full retirement age and you're going to be working in those foreign countries, your work could affect your benefits just like it'll affect your benefits if you're working here and you're under a certain age or receiving Social Security disability. So if you go over there and you get a job and you contact us and you let us know, hey, I'm working for this, if you're not working for a U.S. company, or even if you're working for a U.S. company, you need to let Social Security know because it could affect your monthly benefits. So that's something that I wanted to bring to your attention. This is a short vlog. This is about receiving your Social Security benefits abroad, and also letting you know that if you are disabled or if you are filing for Social Security disability, to make sure you put everything that's wrong with you in the application. Not just the recent diagnosis. If you got diagnosed with kidney disease or whatever, if you have more than just kidney disease going on with your body, if, like I said, if you got high blood pressure, if you got high cholesterol, if you had knee surgery on your knee, and if you had ankle surgery, whatever you've had, make sure you put that in that application, because we take all that into Social Security, excuse me. I told you I was going to keep saying that. Social Security takes all that in consideration when they're going to file you for your disability, okay? This is just a quick little recap. And remember, if you're going to be moving abroad, if you're a U.S. citizen or non-U.S. citizen, it's best to go to ssa.gov and put in receiving payments abroad. And it's going to send you through the little links, let you know if you can receive it abroad. It's going to let you know what countries you can go to and still get a check every month. If you're a non-citizen, it's going to explain to you about being outside the country for more than 6 months, your benefits will stop, and how you have to return to the U.S. for at least 30 days for your benefits to get reinstated. Okay, so that's something to look at. If you're going over, if you're not a U.S. citizen and you're not under the special provisions that they have, you need to I would not be gone more than 6 months. I wouldn't leave the country no more than 4 to 5 months so I can come back into the country and keep my benefits going. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to have to come back. After you come back after 6 months, you're going to have to be here another 30 days before you even entitled to your first payment. All right? Well, that's it for now. If you have any questions, put it in the comments field below. If you like my videos, please hit that thumbs up button. Please share my videos because there may be someone you know that may need this vital information that I am giving out for free right now. And also, if this is your first time, subscribe to my channel. This channel is not only about Social Security, but it's about my journey in life and my retirement. This is Valita's World. And as always, peace, love, and happiness is the only way to live. Bye for now. Don't forget, subscribe.